Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to give the presentation on OSI models. So I am studying in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. So I am moving on to the next slide. So the topics are going to be discussed today is, so first of all, what is OSI model and what are the layers of OSI model and TCP IP suite model. First I will go with what is OSI model. So what is OSI model? The OSI model is created in 1984 by ISO, is a reference framework that explains the process of transmitting data between computers. It is divided into 7 layers that work together to carry out specialized network functions, allowing for a more systematic approach to networking. So next, OSI stands for Operating System Interconnection. Next, actually it has 7 layers. I will move on to the layers. So it has 7 layers. The first layer is a physical layer and the data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Each layer performs its task independently. It was developed in 1984 by the International Organization for Standardization ISO. So the advantages first before discussing the advantages, I will move on the briefly explanation of the layers. So next we'll move on to the first layer. The first layer is the physical layer. That is the lowest layer of operating system interface reference model is the physical layer, and it is responsible for actual physical connection between the device. The physical layer contains information in the form of bits, so it is responsible for transmitting individual bits from one node to next. When receiving data, this layer will get the signal received and convert it into zeros and ones and send them to the data link layer, which will put the frame back together. So next layer is data link layer, that is the layer 2. So the data link layer is responsible for the node to node delivery of the message. The main function of this layer is to make sure data transfer is error free from one node to another over the physical layer. So next, the third layer is network layer. The network layer works for the transmission of data from one host to the another located in the different networks. It also takes care of the routing, that is the selection of the shortest path, so that to transmit the packet of the number of routes available in that. So the sender and the receiver IP address will be placed in the header by the next network layer. The next layer is the fourth layer is transport layer. So in transport layer, the transport layer provides services to the application layer and takes services from the network layer. So the data in the transport layer is referred to as segments. So and it is also responsible for the end-to-end delivery of the complete message. Next is a fifth layer, that is session layer. This layer is responsible for the establishment of connection, the maintenance of sessions, that is, and authentication, and also ensure the connection. So the sixth layer is the presentation layer. In this layer, it is also called as translation layer, in which the data from the application layer is extracted and it is manipulated as per the required format to transmit over the network. Next is the seventh layer is application layer. So here this is the last and the foremost layer, so that is application layer, and at the top of the OSI reference model stack of layers we find application layer is found on the top of the OSI reference model, which is implemented by the network applications, and these applications produce the data which has to be transferred over the network. This layer also serves as via the application services to access the network and for the receive information to the user. So next we will move on to the differences. So what is the differences between OSI and TCP? Now we will know the differences. Here we'll be having like in OSI, that is operating system interface, will be having 7 layers, namely that is application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, and data link layer, and then physical layer. And whereas in TCP and IP protocol, we have this application layer, transport layers, and network layers, and network access layer. So first, now we will know the difference between the OSI and TCP. So actually in OSI, there are some of the advantages. That advantages are the both the connections are oriented services and connectionless services are supported, and it's quite flexible. All the layers work independently. So our disadvantages of OSI is that is setting up a model is a challenging task. Sometimes it becomes difficult to fit a new protocol into this model, and it is only used as a reference model. Next we will go to the TCP IP model. So it will be having nearly 4 layers, that is application, transport, internet, and network access layer. So the advantages of this TCP IP protocol layer is that many routing protocols are supported, and it is highly scalable and uses a client server architecture, and it is lightweight. Next, the disadvantages of TCP and IP protocol is little difficult to set up, and delivery of packets is not guaranteed by the transport layer, vulnerable to a synchronization attack. So in the difference in the terms of layers is OSI has 7 layers, whereas the TCP and IP protocol has 4 layers. And in terms of usage, we'll go like it is a low in usage, and it is mostly used, that is TCP or IP. Delivery, in terms of delivery, the delivery of the package is guaranteed in OSI model, but the delivery of the package in TCP and or IP is not guaranteed. So in terms of replacement, changes can easily be done in this model, where the uh, replacing the tools is not easy as OSI, and reliability of this OSI is less reliable than TCP and IP model, and it is more, the TCP and IP is more reliable compared to OSI model. So these are the few differences between OSI and TCP IP model. Thank you. Please subscribe, share, and like the button.